If you purchase all of these 20 pairs of Zara shoes today, you would only be spending 6% of the designer equivalent versions. Starting off with this pair of knee-high boots inspired by Saint Laurent. I just love this Choo ivory color. I've been on the hunt for a pair of shoes like this for a while. I love the kind of square chunky heel design. On a scale of 1 to 5, I would definitely rate this like a 4. Not going to be as comfortable as a pair of sneakers, but for a pair of heeled boots, this is so comfortable. There are quite a few versions on Zara's website, but this one would be my pick. I love the almond toe. I just particularly love this color so much. I can see myself wear these shoes in the winter time, transitional weather, even when it's like chilly summer nights. It'll be so cute. This style is probably familiar to a lot of us, and this is inspired by the Balenciaga sock sneakers, and obviously it gives you the easy vibe as well. This, out of 5 points, I would give this 6 in terms of comfort. It's so comfortable. It literally feels like you're walking on a cloud. I love the slightly chunky design, but to counteract that, they also have this V-shaped pattern in the front, so it actually helps slimming the legs and the feet. It's literally light as a feather. Like it's just so good. We're really starting off with a bang with the first 2 pairs of shoes, and I'm just looking down, there are even better ones coming up. These just instantly remind me of the Celine sneakers that everybody and their mother is trying to get a pair of, but I honestly just don't think you need to spend that designer price when it comes to sneakers that you know you'll wear a lot and you might need to replace somewhat often. This is also very much inspired by the Nike Air Force One. From a weight perspective, the Air Force Ones are just slightly heavier than these ones. These are really comfortable. Definitely 5 out of 5 in terms of comfort. I would even go so far to say that these are probably just a smidge more comfortable than the Nike Air Force Ones, just because I feel like these hug my feet a little bit better. Also really love the gold trimming detail all throughout. If you're a lover of gold jewelry or gold hardware on your handbags, this is just such a great way to kind of match with the rest of your outfit. This kind of loafers is pretty much everywhere this season, and this is very much inspired by the Prada loafers. I know that a lot of people have the black pair, but in the spring summertime, and to be honest all year round, I just personally prefer lighter color shoes. It adds a little bit of height, which is really great. I love the profile look of these shoes as well. The only thing is that the back here is a little bit hard, so for comfort level, I think at the moment I'm gonna give it probably 2.5 out of 5, just because I don't know how long it'll take to actually break into these. If you have narrower feet, you probably will like it, but otherwise you can also try to kind of stretch the back out a bit. The only thing that's a little bit too snug is really just the back. If you're not into the kind of logo in the front look, I personally prefer this a bit more understated style. Similarly, we've got another pair of loafers. These are inspired by the Chanel loafers that has been sold out, I think, pretty much everywhere. I just love the quilting on the side. It's definitely a nod to the Chanel design. This pair feels a lot more comfortable than the ivory pair. This is probably 4 out of 5 in terms of comfort level. This pair is definitely a lot heavier than this one, and it gives you a little bit more height. This nude pair is just a little bit more classy and elegant, versus this one is probably more on the casual side. If you have seen my 2022 trends video, you'll know that the ballet flats are back on the fashion scene, and this pair is definitely inspired by the Celine ballet flats. I mean, there's nothing too crazy new about ballet flats. I think the only kind of more elevated or new-ish design about these are the square toe. If you are buying this pair, definitely size down. One, maybe even two sizes. I don't know why they just make these ballet flats really big. And to be honest, in terms of comfort level, like it's not rubbing against my feet, but I probably give this 3 out of 5 just because I just realized that ballet flats aren't the most comfortable thing, even though they're flat, and because they're so flat and so thin at the bottom, it doesn't really give your feet the support they need for just walking, let's say, a few hours. So I've moved away from ballet flats. Zara has done these mules for a few years, and of course they are inspired by the Gucci Princetown mules. I love the gold metallic finish, and the Zara buckles, I would say, are obviously more, I guess, cheaper looking or more exaggerated than the Gucci horsebit design, but overall it really gives a very similar effect. I would recommend Sam Edelman as a better dupe for the Gucci pair versus going for Zara, just because from a comfort level perspective, these Zara shoes are just a smidge less comfortable. They're still comfortable. I would probably still rate this 3.5 out of 5. But if you're eyeing this color though, I do think a metallic color is so neutral. It really goes with pretty much any other color in your wardrobe magically. These remind me of the Jimmy Choo slippers. Zara did the high heels version this season. I just really love this nudie tan color that Zara has. It almost has like a mauvey pink undertone to it. It's just really flattering on the feet. And the pointy toe also make this a bit more dressier. I kind of wish the rhinestones are a little bit smaller so that it's more subtle, but otherwise this really gives you a very similar effect as the Jimmy Choo slippers. Comfort wise, I would say this is 3.5 out of 5, just because the pointy toe means that your toes are a little bit squeezed at the front, although the leather is pretty soft, so over time it'll probably mold onto your feet more. These remind me of the Aquazora bowl slides. This is just a very kind of classic feminine style. I initially thought this would not kind of grab onto my feet as much because, as you see, the pointy part is actually really short. But when I tried it on, because of the bow detail, it actually grabs onto my feet pretty well. I will say these are a bit more comfortable than the Jimmy Choo dupes, so I'll rate them 4 out of 5 in terms of comfort level. And I just love the black and cream contrast. Also gives me a little bit of Chanel vibe. It's also made of a fabric material, so you probably don't want to wear them on rainy days, but otherwise very easy kind of slide on, go everywhere shoe. If you follow designer shoes, you would definitely recognize this very iconic bow design. It's very much inspired by the Mach Mach bow heels. This vibrant blue color is what really drew me into these shoes. They come in, I think, that vibrant fuchsia pink as well, but I just really love this blue contrasting with the silver design. This could be a really cute wedding shoe, to be honest, if you're kind of on the hunt for something blue for your wedding. I will say that it's not the most comfortable thing just because of the slingback design. My feet just don't really suit the slingback design very well. I feel like they tend to slide off. So for comfort, I'll probably give this 3 out of 5. The heel height is very much manageable. They've done a really good job with the bow rhinestone design over here as well. And obviously with the satiny finish, it just looks really luxurious. This pair is also not new to Zara. This is this year's kind of elevated version of the Dior heeled mules with the mesh material and almost satiny finish in the front. It is just like a very elegant, ladylike pair of shoes. I actually have the OG Zara version from a couple of years ago. The one that I have is in a lighter nude shade, and it has more of a buckle detail, which I will say just stay on my feet so well. So these For comfort, I'd probably also give them 3 out of 5 just because of the slingback. But otherwise, they are really similar design. If you're still on the hunt for the Dior mesh heels, start with these ones and see if this will fit your style. After owning this pair of shoes, I don't even have the desire to buy the Dior one just because they are already so versatile, so comfortable to wear. These definitely remind me of the Chanel slingbacks, although I don't think Chanel has ever done a pair of slingbacks with these PVC detail. I really love kind of this braided material in the front. The color is just a beautiful warm tone neutral. If you are a little fussy about the PVC design, I'm personally just not a fan, and I also worry that over time this will just turn yellow. Comfort wise, I'll give this 3.5 out of 5 just because it has like a really sturdy chunky heel, and it will just literally go with everything. Good for work, good for after work drinks, good for going out, good for a shopping day. These reminds me of the Saint Laurent platform heeled sandals that a bunch of other designers are also copying. I personally am just not a platform heel girl. The color though will match with everything, but it definitely just gives you the 80s vibe. And if this trend one day becomes not so popular, which I think it might just go away pretty soon because it's not the easiest thing to walk with, even though you would feel like, oh, it's really comfortable. Yes, it is, but if you actually walk on actual roads that are not just all smooth, you will one day spray your ankle. So just be really careful if you get them. And I will say that because of the patent leather, it is just a little bit on the harder side, so it might take a little bit of breaking in. I would give this 2.5 out of 5 in terms of comfort. If you're looking for a pair of heels that will boost your height and give you a cool night out look, this is the one. This is such a vibrant, beautiful, metallic fuchsia color heels. The best thing about it is the really beautiful kind of ball designed heels, which reminds me of the Code Gaia heeled sandals. I think Code Gaia might be one of the first brands that used this kind of clear ball design on their heel. This surprised me in terms of comfort. I would actually rate this 5 out of 5. I can totally see myself wearing these heels for hours. Like I can go on a shopping trip with these. Even though it's a slingback design, because there are 3 straps, especially the top one, it's quite high, it very much kind of secures your feet into the heel. You can literally wear these with a white little dress, little black dress, even with floral pieces that has a hint of pink in them. It'll really help draw out that color. These pair of gorgeous sandals reminds me of the Renee Calvilla Clio heels. Zara might be one of the very few kind of high street brands that I've seen done shoes inspired by this particular brand. I absolutely love the concept behind the design, and when I actually put this on, it's surprisingly easy to put on and secure on your feet. So for comfort, I would actually give this 4 out of 5. It's really comfortable, simple 2 straps in the front. This gold metallic is just going to go well with all of your outfits. Of course, it's not an everyday shoe, but if you want something special and you don't want to spend thousands of dollars to get the designer version for something that you might get sick of, then this is a really great option. Another great going out and also everyday shoe, this pair is inspired by the Prada Crystal Mule heels. Even though it is PVC material, it's kind of like a grayish PVC, and the rhinestone is really small and dainty. So I really love the overall effect of these shoes. From here, it doesn't look like they cover much. They're really comfortable to walk in. I'll give them 4 out of 5 as well. And these are shoes that will take you from day to night. I think these actually will look so well just with a pair of jeans. You just can't go wrong with a pair of like crystal mules. This pair is inspired by the Gabriella Hearst fisherman sandals. I was so surprised at how comfortable these are when I put them them on. Definitely 5 out of 5. This is also super light in this really beautiful suede material. The lining is also suede, so really comfortable to step in. Especially if you have like a wider feet, you will really appreciate these. I thought that I would never get into this fisherman sandal trend, but this, because of the color, the material, you can actually dress it up in a very feminine way with maybe even a floral dress. It'll look really cute with. Lastly, I have 3 pairs of sandal slides to show. The first one is inspired by the J.W. Anderson slides, as you can tell from the buckle chain design on the front. This definitely feels plasticky, which I actually don't mind because from afar you can't really tell they are plasticky, and this will just make the sandals really light. I will say that because of the sole being pretty hardcore, it's not the most comfortable pair of flat sandals, and I would probably rate this a 3 out of 5, but over time, you know, you'll make them a bit more comfortable. I think this comes in a bunch of other colors as well as pretty much a lot of the shoes that I'm showing today. For sizing, I've got every single pair of shoe in this video in a size 6, and except for that ballet flats, every single pair of shoes fit true to size. If you want a more feminine take on these sandal slides, I would definitely look into this pair. This is inspired by the Manolo Blahnik jewel buckle sandal slides. I love this jewel buckle that Zara did. If you look closer, the size of the rhinestone are all a little bit different, and it just adds something that's so sophisticated about these shoes. And I will say these are more comfortable than the green pair, so I'll rate these a 4 out of 5 just because the leathery fabric here is softer. Even if you are doing a bridal shower or something, or if you're on your honeymoon, I feel like this is a really great pair of shoes to bring. It just adds something bling bling, but also keeps that comfort level high. This design has been with Zara for quite a few years, and this shearling version definitely is again a dupe for the Hermes shearling around sandals. With the faux shearling material, this will just be a little bit more suitable for that spring or early summer weather. It is really comfortable, probably a 4.5 out of 5. I almost feel like they're better for like house slippers if you just want to feel fabulous at home. Are there any other fashion videos you want to see from me? Leave them all in the comments below, and I will see you in one of these ones. Bye!